Hi there, welcome to the world of CAD. My name is Aravind. In this video, we're going to see how to make a simple teacup using SolidWorks. So, let's dig in.
Let's start making the new part by clicking the new icon here at the top left corner. Select part and click OK. I can make the sketch in either the front, top, or the right plane. I'm going to start by using the front plane. Go to sketch. Now, I'm going to give the rough shape of the sketch that I want to make, and then by using the smart dimension, I'm going to dimension. So to make this sketch, I'm only going to use the line sketch here. So let's make the rough shape of the sketch that I want to make. While making the lines, I have made special care that both these lines are collinear. So now let's give the dimensions by using the smart dimension. This length is 76 mm. This is 4 mm. This is 4 mm. This is 6 mm. So 3 mm. And this is 6 mm. Let's put it here. This here. This length is 27 mm. This is 39 mm. Let's set and make this look more right. Go to smart dimension again. Let's give this length as 2.5 mm. Still under defined, so let's give this distance. I made a mistake here. This is now 39. This is wrong, so delete it. And this distance is 39 mm. And this distance is 7.5 mm. Now that it is fully defined, you can see that the initial blue lines have all turned black. Exit from the sketch and let's use the revolve boss base feature to make the curve. So you need to be really careful here about selecting the axis of revolution. I have made this sketch in such a way that when I use this line as the axis of revolution, you'll get a rough shape of the curve that you want to make. Let's see what will happen when I use some other line. Let's use this line, you'll get some other figure. Use this line, something else. Now, there's one thing that might give you an error. To show you that, I'll show you an example. Let's select this line. See that, unlike the previous cases, you are not getting a preview, yellow preview. That is because you can see that clicking OK will give you an error. That is because the object that is made while revolving about this axis is self-intersecting. It is not open, so it is self-intersecting. So do be careful about that. Let's delete this line for now and select this line. Click OK. Go automatic. Now you can see that a rough shape of the cup is made, but all the edges are sharp. So let's give some fillet into it. Click on fillets and give 2 mm. All these edges. Click apply. Similarly, let's give 2.5 mm here. Apply. And 5 mm here and here. Also, let's give 3 mm here and here. And 3 mm here. Also, let's give a 10 mm filler in the inside it. Apply. Click OK. The next part that is to be made is the handle of the cup. So we are going to use the swept boss base to make the handle. To do that, we need two sketches. One which defines the path of the handle and the other the cross section. Let's make the path sketch using the front plane. Go normal to and start a new sketch. And let's make a rough shade of the handle path. And let's give dimensions to it using the smart dimensions. So this is 26 mm. This is 30 mm. This angle is 50 degrees. And the distance of this line from the top is 15 mm. Now it's fully defined. Let's also give some flooding of 10 mm at this and this point. Okay. And let's exit from the sketch now. You can see that the path is made correctly. Now is to make the cross section. To use the swept boss base feature, you need the cross section at the end point of the path sketch. So it should be defined either at this point or at this point. Let's make the cross section at this point. And we need that to be parallel to the right plane. So let's define a new reference plane. To define a new reference plane, click on this point, and by holding Control, click the right plane, select reference geometries from the features rubric, click plane, and click OK. Now let's go normal to the plane and start a new sketch there. Using the center rectangle, let's draw a new rectangle here. And the center of the rectangle is at the point that I wanted to make the cross section. So let's give a dimension of 10 by 8 mm square. Let's also give some flooding of 3.5 mm and all the vertices. Click OK. Exit from the sketch, and now let's just hide the plane also. You can see that both the cross section and the path sketches are made now. Now go to the features, select the swept boss base, and here select first the, here we need the profile sketch first, that is cross section, and then we need the path sketch. So first let's select the profile sketch. You can see the profile sketch is selected, and then select the path sketch. You can see the handle is being made, but there's some error at the ends. You can see that the ends are not perfectly meeting the cup. To make them meet the cup perfectly, go to the options here and select align with end faces. You can see it's more correct right now. Also, to make it much more smoother, you can select the merge tangent faces. You can see that the preview looks much more realistic. Click OK. The rough shape of the cup is complete now. Now we need to do is to give it a material and use decal feature. So let's first give the material by going to the material, right click and select edit material. And let's go to other non-metals, select ceramic porcelain, click apply and close. The color is automatically added to it, which looks roughly right. Let's also check the mass of the cup using the evaluate feature, mass properties, 220 to 30 grams, which is roughly right. So there's one little feature that we have left out, that is to add the fillets at here and here. So let's give fillet at both these edges. Let's give a 5 mm fillet. Yeah. And here, click OK. Now is to give the decal feature. To do the decal, you need render tools ribbon. You can see that it is already shown here in my SolidWorks software, but it probably won't be there in yours. So to make it visible, go to the options and click on the drop down arrow, select add-ins, and make sure that the photo view 360 is selected here and click OK. Now go to the edit decal in the render tools and click on browse and select the decal that you want to give. The file type of decal is that is used in SolidWorks is usually P2D file type, but you can use PNG or JPG file type decals. So here the file type that I'm using is a PNG file. So click on the decal and click open. Now select the face that you want to add the decal to. You can see that the decal is being added, but it is not completely covering the surface. To make it completely cover the surface, you can freely move this, but when you move this, you can see that the width is also adjusting with the length. So first let's deselect the fixed aspect ratio option from the mapping here. Go down and deselect the fixed aspect ratio option. Now you can change the length without changing the width. Now once you're satisfied with the result that is shown like this, click OK. And there you have it.